Some baseball fans here about, do you close the roof to benefit R.A. Dickey? You do not want wind in this ballpark if you are a knuckleball pitcher. And if this roof had been open, there would have been some wind.
Well, and he had a lot of decisions against the Miami Marlins a year ago. He pitched here 3 times. He was 5-0 against the Marlins. So you're exactly right. He'll take as much wind as he could possibly get. But the thing about R.A. Dickey, he told me a couple of days ago before they had the victory against Puerto Rico, his outing in Arizona was poor. But he said it was like getting an F on a test, and you get an opportunity to retake the test. That's what he's doing tonight.
He's not happy with the mound, and he has asked home plate umpire Angel Hernandez to call on the grounds crew. He wants Hernandez to signal he wants a rake brought out. Landing point for pitchers, as our own former Major League star Rick Sutcliffe well knows, vital. Gets set early in the game, but he's not happy with how he felt warming up.
You know what? There's absolutely no reason for that to be that slick. Somebody put too much water on there, and you can see it has already given out from the first 4 or 5 times that he put his left foot down on it.
As R.A. Dickey waits, let's take a look back at the start that he made here in the World Baseball Classic.
Well, he just simply never made an adjustment. Everything that he threw was hard, and it was elevated. That's not R.A. Dickey. That was the R.A. Dickey before he got to the New York Mets. The last 3 years, he has turned a lot of things around because of better command, and he's been able to change speeds more often. As you know, Gary, he throws one of the hardest knuckleballs that we have ever seen, but he can take something off of that from time to time to get it down in the zone. He never made that adjustment.
He has one of the most unusual knuckleballs ever, and is the only knuckleball pitcher that we know of who has ever thrown a knuckleball at 3 different speeds. He can throw it as a very slow pitch, almost like a changeup. He can throw it as a middle breaking ball pitch, and then he can throw one that gets into the upper 80s that's a fastball knuckleball. Never heard of such a thing.
And you know what? I've never seen anybody that does what he does before a game, Gary. As you saw him long tossing, every pitcher will do that, a starting pitcher. He'll stretch it out to 120, 150 feet. R.A. Dickey can throw a knuckleball 150 feet in the air. I didn't think that was possible.
It's amazing.
He's not happy with that right now. And I got to tell you, that was one of the best feelings in the world for me, was to start a ball game, to get out there and get your toe hole immediately planted. All of a sudden, where he was on the rubber, the mound started to get away from him. And then as he landed, look at that right there. His foot slipped. He wasn't happy with that. He started trying to dig it out. And when he couldn't fix it himself, that's when he had to ask for help.
That is the drying agent, the chemical that is used generally after there are rain delays to put onto the field to dry it out a little bit. So this one, we will be delayed in the start of it while they try and get this mound fixed so that Dickey can throw off it. He said, let me try this, see what it feels like.
You know, I might have understood that the other day when we had the double hitter, and they only had about an hour to get everything back together. Not only the base paths, the infield, home plate, including the pitcher's mound. There was no problem then. It's amazing that they've had all day to get it together. Nobody has been on that mound all day, and it's still not right.
No, he's kind of like giving in here, I think, and saying, all right, let's go, but not overly enthused with how he felt, even though in the 3 warm-ups that he took after they put the drying agent on. Here at Marlins Park, by the way, for Dickey, he's got a 2-0 record in this ballpark with a 2.14 earned run average in the 3 starts that he has made here. This ballpark, of course, only a year old. Angel Hernandez gets back behind the plate. He wants to take a look at the knuckler. It's tough on everybody, none more so than J.P. Arancibia, who's going to do the catching. He has never caught a knuckleballer before, and there goes one all the way to the backstop. And he was in the bullpen warming up. He's done everything he can to try and get ready for this game as a catcher, but it's tough trying to catch a knuckler, and especially for the first time in game conditions.
Well, Gary, before the game during batting practice, I was talking to Joe Mauer about catching a knuckleballer, and he goes, look, I didn't put up an argument when Joe Torre told me that I was the DH tonight.
It can be a fierce night, and the problem for the team is that any team that's got a knuckler, the better he's doing, the harder it is for the catcher.
I love what the Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Uecker said about catching a knuckleball. I wait till it quits rolling and then I pick it up.
You saw David Wright sitting on the bench. So he is on the bench. Whether he's available at all tonight, we don't know. We would doubt it. If you have to be scratched from the lineup with a bad back, you're probably not going to have any part in the ball game now or later. We are ready to go. Here is Reyes, and the delivery he looks at, it will be taken for a strike, and we are underway. Reyes has faced Dickey a lot, 4 for 26 with 5 strikeouts against him. He'll swing on that one and foul it back, and the count will go to 2 strikes. If Dickey is on, he will have a lot of strikeouts. He struck out 230 in 233 innings last year, going 20-6. So when the knuckler's on, they don't hit it.
Led the National League in strikeouts with 230.
And the 0-2 delivery on the way. Reach for it and will foul it back. The other thing you'll see, and you know the Dominican Republic hitters have been just reminded of it, on 3rd strikes, be ready to go, because that ball can get away from the catcher. We may have 1 or more 3rd strikes where the runner reaches first. That'll be fouled back as he reached for it. 0-2 still. Reyes started this tournament out with an 0 for 4. Then he went 0 for 11. And now has picked the pace back up again. The 0-2 delivery to him will be grounded towards second. Whoa, what a play to start the game by Phillips. Reyes with great speed.
You know what, even Jimmy Rollins was saying in Arizona when they were playing the exhibition games, I take a back seat to Brandon Phillips defensively. And Jimmy Rollins has never said that to anybody. Tremendous range right there, the athleticism to get his body turned, to get enough on it on the throw accurately to get one of the fastest guys in the game.
Here is Miguel Tejada, kind of a surprise starter in this game. They wanted him in, though, because of the knuckleball pitcher. They thought he would have a better chance of hitting the knuckleballer than Ibar, who would have made the start. So Tejada, the veteran, is in against Dickey, having gone 3 for 14 against him with a couple of strikeouts.
There's Tony Pena there. It was just a hunch, as he talked about before the game, that he had.
Tejada's had 7 chances, 3 for 7.
And Gary, you see there Tony Pena and the guys talking about the key to the game tonight. Off to the races. They need to run.
Ball put in the air to left field. That is playable. We got under that one. Braun is there. Tejada's retired, and there are 2 down. This game, you got to believe defense is going to matter, because you expect this to be a tight game. For the U.S., Ryan Braun, you saw in left field. In center, Adam Jones. And the big Marlin in right. Willie Bloomquist now starts at 3rd base in place of right. Jimmy Rollins at short. Got Brandon Phillips at second. And the big Eric Hosmer at first base. Catches duties J.P. Arancibia. Big hand of Robinson Cano from all the fans here cheering for the Dominican.
And I love what R.A. Dickey did right there. He stepped back off the mound to let the fans show their appreciation.
Cano hitting .632. That is the best average among players left. He's gone 12 for 19. Unbelievable. 22 total bases with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. And the knuckleball in his career. 2 down, nobody on. Dickey trying to get out of the first inning here. Would love to go 1-2-3 for a bit of confidence for him with his knuckler again. 2-1 delivery.
And that's that hard knuckleball that we were talking about. Robinson Cano kind of guessing that it's going to come down a little bit more than it did. The swing goes right underneath it.
Cano asking Angel Hernandez whether that was in the strike zone. 2-2 delivery. If I'm Hernandez, I go, how do I know it was a knuckleball? You swung at it.
I tell you what, I'm going to give Angel Hernandez a lot of rope tonight because this is not easy. I was a teammate with Charlie Huff in Los Angeles, and he couldn't get anybody to play catch with him.
Get hurt.
So if you can't catch him, you know, how are you going to hit him, and how are you going to, be 100% as a home plate umpire?
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and he got him. So Dickey starts out strong, and it looks like at least early on that knuckler is working. He retires the side in order with a little help from Brandon Phillips on a fine play against the leadoff batter. See it dance in the glove of Aaron Sebia as he caught it. We'll take a look at the lineup for Team USA when we come back. Hander Samuel Deduno of the Minnesota organization will make the start. Here's the lineup that'll be faced. Team USA: Rollins, Phillips, and Braun. Mauer, Stanton moved up. Hosmer moved up. Jones moved up. Then Arancibia and Bloomquist all moved up in that lineup after David Wright came out with that back injury. Wright was going to hit fifth in the original lineup, and then just at game time removed.
It's just a huge void, and there's not a whole lot that Joe Torre can do.
And we're ready to go. Deduno's pitch is away to Rollins.
Last year, Willie Bloomquist during the whole season only had 23 RBIs. David Wright, as we know, already has 10 in this World Baseball Classic.
A lot of offense lost there. Didn't go around on it. Numbers for Deduno with the Twins.
29 years of age. Split the season last year between AAA and the big leagues. These are the big league numbers that he had.
And he'll miss there, and he falls behind early on Jimmy Rollins, 3-0.
Obviously a take situation here for Team USA's leadoff hitter.
He does, and it's in there for a strike. Rollins with a 7 for 19.
Gary, with Joe Mauer, who of course is a teammate with Deduno, and he said his fastball has as much life as anybody in the game.
Came back, broke the bat, popped it up. Reyes at short.
Talking with Joe Torre before the game, hitting coach Gerald Perry about the key to success tonight. It's basically walk before you run. Command has been the reason that the starting pitcher for the Dominican has been in the minor leagues for so long, 29 years of age, just finally getting to the big league. It's about command. They have got to make him throw strikes.
Deduno actually almost walked as many as he struck out with the Twins last year in the 79 innings that he worked. He struck out 57, but he walked 53. Here's Brandon Phillips. Phillips with a 4 for 18 in the Classic, a home run and 1 RBI. Deduno's pitch to him is a chopper foul outside of third base.
The big thing that I've noticed about Brandon Phillips' offensive numbers, there's nothing in the walk column. He's trying to hit himself out of this mini slump that he has been in, and a lot of times you've got to get a strike to do that with, and for the most part he has not.
1 ball, 1 strikeout on Phillips. Down to third. That's a base hit hard. Well, Phillips gets a 1-out single off Deduno.
He got the ball middle in. It would have been called a strike, and he's able to square it up. Not near the location that Santana wanted. He wanted Deduno to get the ball to the outer half of the plate. He did not, and that ball was hit with authority.
He'll be held at first base by Encarnacion as Braun stands in. Ryan Braun in that 3-hole. Has gone 6 for 17, but he has not picked up an RBI here in this World Classic. And the pitch from Deduno is taken inside to him. There you see the numbers for him in the Classic. A double, 4 runs scored. He's been more of a table setter. He's loved hitting in this ballpark. Braun has gone 6 for 17 here, a .353 batting average at Marlins Park. 1-0 delivery to him, and that will be taken for a strike.
That's actually a fastball there. You're going to see a lot of late movement. It not only is like a cut fastball that runs away from a right-handed hitter, but Joe Mauer was saying that with Doduno, it'll have a little tilt to it. It'll have a little sink at the end as it goes away from the right-handed hitter.
Phillips with the lead at first base. 1-1 delivery on the way. Doduno worked in one game here in the Classic against Spain. 4 innings, 4 hits, didn't give up any runs, struck out 5 and got the win in a 6-3 victory over Spain.
Well, the one thing that's obvious, though, this is a much different lineup than the one he faced for Spain. I had never heard of anybody in that Spain lineup.
Much different. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery, and a swing and a miss.
Basically overmatched right there, which shows you why the Twins might have somebody that's ready to step into their rotation. An outstanding breaking ball here, took just enough off of it that kind of threw Ryan Braun out of sync. You see that front leg kind of wobble a little bit. When that wobbles, the head starts to move and you lose track of where the baseball is.
So the runner remains at first base. Now there are 2 down, and here is Joe Mauer to face his battery mate when they're playing for the Minnesota Twins. Mauer's got a 6 for 14 with a couple of RBIs. The left-handers against Doduno last year hit .256 against him. Right-handers .221. So the matchup is by the book, if you will. The delivery is in the dirt. Good stop made by Santana, and Phillips remains at first base.
Gary, right along with those 6 hits that Joe Mauer already has, he has walked 4 times. An unbelievable on-base percentage of .571.
Mauer's always had the better numbers against the right-handers. .336 last year. His career numbers .338 against right-handed batters. Not that against lefties he's any slouch, hitting .295. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Mauer trying to launch one here. Again, we'll remind everybody this ballpark is a pitcher's yard. It was 28th among the 30 ballparks and fewest home runs hit. We haven't seen many that have come even close here in the 3 days of games.
In fact, the United States throughout this whole World Baseball Classic, including Arizona, they only have 1 home run, and the guy that hit it was not able to play tonight.
1 ball, 2 strike count. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Anita going over to get it. Runner will stop at second base.
Joe Mauer has always been a guy that will let the pitcher dictate the action. Depending on which side of the plate the ball is located, that's the area that he's going to hit it in. Take a look at this fastball away, elevated, and he just simply slaps it over the third baseman's head for another base hit.
We're going to have competition on the field with the players. We're going to have competition in the stands with the fans. Right now it's hard to tell whether there are more fans cheering for the Dominican Republic or more chance cheering for the United States. There's a real good right down the middle split here early on.
You know what, Gary, you saw it before the game too in the introductions. I really think Team USA has got to match the passion that the Dominican has right now to win this game.
Giancarlo Stanton, the Miami Marlin, will get an opportunity here with 2 on and 1 away. Stanton has had a couple of hits in 10 at-bats. Doduno will try and work his way out of it here in the first. And the 1-0 delivery. That's bounce. Good stop made by Santana. Doduno was really tough trying to get runs off last year with the Twins with runners in scoring position. Teams hit only 107 against him with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He was able to shut him down. That's the situation he faces here. We talked about guys who can hit a home run. If anybody can hit a home run here, you're looking at him at the plate. 2-0 delivery on the way. A ground ball up the middle. It is cut off and did not get him. Bases loaded. Reyes went to Cano, but not in time, and they've loaded him up.
How many times when there's normally a slow running catcher is this a routine play and the inning is over? Well, Joe Mauer is anything but routine at anything that he does. Knowing that there's 2 outs anytime the ball was hit on the ground, he is off and running immediately. That first step is really what made that whole play. The first step and just enough athleticism to get there, extend this inning, keep the line moving, and give a teammate an opportunity to hit with the bases loaded.
Stanton will be credited with a single. It loads the bases, and here's another power bat, Eric Hosmer. So Team USA gets the early chance. Hosmer's gone 4 for 18, no home runs, 4 RBIs in the Classic.
If he swings at strikes, the damage he can do is right there with anybody in the game.
Here's the 1-0 delivery to him. Hosmer, big cut.
And unlike what he did, showing the patience on that first pitch, a breaking ball down and in. For the most part, that's what he did all of last year. He got himself out.
Hosmer has faced Doduno for 3 at bats. He has gone 1 for 3 against him. 1-1 delivery on the way. That is down low. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Boy, what a chance for Team USA here in the first inning. Both teams want to get the jump on the other to try and put some pressure on. With the high intensity level both of these ball clubs enter this game with anyway. 2-ball 1-strike delivery. Check swing. Did he go at third? Yes. No.
Boy, that's such a big call. One of those that could have gone either way. If there's a 2-2 count, there's a lot of chase zones, a lot of ways to get Eric Hosmer out. But now with a 3-1 count, you know that by design he wants to throw a strike, and Hosmer is always ready to swing.
And a walk and a run scores. Hosmer gets the RBI on a bases loaded walk. Phillips will score. Team USA takes the 1-0 lead.
We talked about the passion that we saw right off the bat, particularly in the introductions, hugs. Everybody's so emotional for the team from the Dominican Republic. USA has got to match that.
So the run is in, and Pena himself is going to come out to the mound now to talk with Samuel Doduno. He's not going to send his pitching coach out. 24 pitches thrown so far in the inning.
I think he's going out there to take as much time as he possibly can. This is exactly what happened with Edison Volquez on the mound against Italy. Gary, as you remember, when he gave up those 4 runs, there was nobody in the bullpen when the game began. All of a sudden there was a panic. Everybody had to run down there. People got up. They couldn't get ready in time. If all of a sudden here Adam Jones can hit a ball in the gap, there is no way that Tony Pena is going to have a reliever ready to come in and get out of this 2-out situation.
Bullpen, they're hustling out there from the bench since they were not in the pen.
We'll take a look down on the other side of the field. There's 8 guys that I can count right now already down there for USA in case they were needed in the top of the first frame.
Here is Adam Jones. See, that is another advantage to having the Clevelander nightclub located down the left field line. That bullpen will always.
So that's why they're there.
In fact, they were there at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
You know, in fact, I see Greg Maddux, the pitching coach, down there. That's kind of weird.
Jones with the bases loaded, and Doduno struggling. Way inside, 2-0.
Well, Santana has really done a terrific job. You mentioned it a couple of times. Look at the range on that pitch. It actually ended up behind the USA hitter. Santana caught Doduno the last time he was on the mound for the Dominican Republic against Spain.
Jones with the sacks loaded, 2 down, turns away. That's inside. And Doduno can't find it now, 3-0.
For me right now, you take at least 2. Make him throw at least 2 strikes here before taking a swing at anything. He might give you another run.
Jones, 32 home runs, hit 287 with the Orioles last year. He's got him full here with a run in. 3-0 delivery, taking all the way, and that is there for a strike. 3 for 14, 4 RBIs for Jones. He's had big hits, if not a lot of them, coming into this game for Team USA.
Boy, Gary, Adam Jones is way up in the batter's box here. Look at that.
3-1 delivery on the way. Foul back. He's looking at trying to catch up to the breaking ball before it breaks. And he is susceptible. The scouting report often on him throws sliders down and away when you get ahead.
And that's what right now Carlos Santana as a catcher is trying to figure out. The count full with 2 outs. The base runners will be off and running. Can he throw this breaking ball for a strike?
3-2, 2 away. And got him.
He did.
Came inside with it. So Doduno gets a couple of strikeouts. It could have been a lot worse. A bases loaded walk. Scores the only run. Hosmer gets the RBI. Doduno gets the 3rd out. 1 run in, 3 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. Interesting first inning from both sides. You see Carlos Santana, the catcher, talking there with his pitcher.
I'll tell you another thing I saw. I saw a guy that's ready to pitch at the big league level. For Doduno being able to throw a 3-2 breaking ball for a strike. Tony Pena says, yeah. There's just outs that are bigger than most. That was huge. That could have led to 5 or 6 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. Only 1 now.
So R.A. Dickey will go back to work, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. Edwin Encarnacion. He's hitting .308, no homers, 3 RBIs in the Classic. Ramirez and Cruz to follow. Dickey's pitch will be in the inside corner for a strike. Dickey with a strikeout in the 1st inning, set the side down in order. First time Encarnacion has faced him. And what Encarnacion just did there, you may see a number of players do when they're hitting for the Dominican Republic, and that's back out. Dickey works very quickly. I mean, there aren't many signs that are going to be laid down because it's a knuckler. So he gets the ball and he throws it. And if you don't step out, you almost get quick pitch.
And you know, when you think about, knuckleball pitchers in the past, they can have some really long, ugly innings. As a defender behind him, sometimes you can get out of sorts, wonder if the ball's ever going to be put in play. I just love the tempo of the game, the pace that he sets out there on the mound.
When he gets rolling, he can roll right over you. There's Hanley Ramirez. That's in there for a strike. He's the designated hitter. Of all in the lineup for the Dominican, he has faced Dickey more than anyone. He is 6 for 21 with a couple of strikeouts against him. Knuckler will float inside and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Dickey last year walked only 54, 233 innings. 1-1. Check it first. Did he go? Nope. Katsue Manabe, the umpire, rather, at first base.
Agreed.
There's the knuckler, hit in the air to left field. It is way back. Goodbye, home run. Up into the 2nd deck off the 427-foot side. 1-1.
There's more of that passion that we were talking about. Players that truly care for each other. And they're playing for one reason. Nothing to do with the individual.
Boy, did he hit that one. His 2nd of the Classic.
Tony Pena was saying before the game during batting practice that all of the ability for Hanley Ramirez is still there. Some people have doubted him. I mean, Gary, we've heard people talk about it. Seems like he's disinterested. Traded last year from the Marlins here to the Dodgers. Nobody thought he would ever be available. But over the last couple of years, his averages combined to hit to 250.
Well, he clocked one, and that is the first ball in the games that have been played here that has left the ballpark in left field. And one of the reasons is the roof's closed. All the other games with the roof open, the wind's been blowing in from left. You close the roof, you take away that wind surge that comes in, and you give right-handers a chance to get a home run in this ballpark. Cruz will take it. It'll get away, and the count goes to 3-2.
I mean, he knew it from the very beginning. And that's something, as you say, to left field, very few people do know.
3-2 delivery by Dickey. The knuckler will be popped up in the air to shallow center field. Jones. Adam Jones puts it away. Cruz retired, 2 down.
Talking about the walks that led to the run that the United States put up in the bottom of the first inning. I remember a long time ago, a teammate of mine, Dusty Baker, said, give up solo home runs. Don't be walking people and giving up 2- and 3-run homers. You give up a solo homer, I can get that run back for you myself. I don't need any help. But if you start giving up 2 and 3, then we've got problems.
So 2 down with a run in, tying the ball game up. Here's Santana, switch hitting catcher, a couple of hits, 11 at bats. He's had a home run in the Classic and 2 RBIs. The Dominicans use the home run. They have now hit 6 and given up only 2. They, of course, are undefeated. They went through the first round 3-0, then had their 5-4 victory against Italy. So they're 4-0 in Classic play. The U.S. 3-1. 0-2 pitch by Dickey is up high.
I was looking earlier at the career of these two teams, and it comes down to a lucky 11 tonight. Both of these teams with 10 career wins in the World Baseball Classic.
That one to center, not deep. Jones coming, won't have a play. Base hit, Santana.
Not hit very hard. Once again, a big swing from the team from the Dominican. Looked like Adam Jones just kind of froze for a second. This ball off the end of the bat. And because of the fact you've got to play so deep to begin with, he had absolutely no chance to get that. In that situation, with 2 outs and nobody on, you don't want to dive and let it get by you.
That will bring Ricardo Nanita to the plate. He will take it away. Nanita getting the start in left field in the ball game for this Dominican team. Nanita has never played a major league ball game. A 31-year-old outfielder. Last year and a half has played AAA in Las Vegas. That's going to get away. Runner will go. There's the effect of the knuckler.